In this video, let's learn how to draft the pattern for this beautiful blouse that you see. This one on the left is going to be our inspiration. So let's get into it. Get your pattern paper and get all your body measurements, okay? Next, I'm going to draw my starting line on the tip of my pattern paper. So all of my measurement is going to be starting here, and I'm going to impute my vertical measurements. So later on, we'll put the across body measurement. So first thing, your shoulder slope 1 inch. I mark my bust point 10.5 inch, and I also mark my waist for the front is 17 inches. We all know that waist for the back and the front is not the same. So waist for the front 17, and then the blouse length 24 inches. I go ahead to do the same thing right here. The shoulder slope, my bust point, the waist, and then the blouse length. So the next thing you want to do is go ahead to square everything across with your ruler like that, and then the next thing is we start putting in all the measurements that we need on these lines. Next, go ahead to label your lines so that you do not get confused on anything. And then I have two pattern paper on top of each other here, and I'm just drawing out the one for the front just so that I can differentiate the front from the back. And then this paper you see peeping out is going to be my center back, and the one on top will be for the front, and this part is going to be the center front. Okay, so next thing, I'm just going to take out the neck width and the neck depth for the blouse. Okay, so but before then, I'm just extending the line here so that I can have the same line on the back pattern paper as well. Okay, so the neck depth for back is 1 inch by 4 inches right here, as you can see me marking this, and I'm just simply going to mark 7.5 inch for the front. So the back is going to be 1 by 7 inch, then the front is going to be 7.5 by 4 inch. Okay, so I eventually did 1.5 for the back. Okay, so you can just see me connecting the line just like this. I eventually did 1.5, so 1.5 by 4 for the back, then 4 by 7 inches for the front. Okay, next, impute your shoulder measurement divided by 2. 16 divided by 2 gives me 8. So mark the same 8 inch on the shoulder slope line right there. Okay, and then you connect it from the tip of your shoulder to the slope just like that. Okay, from that point now you are going to mark out your armhole depth, which is going to be your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. okay, you see me, I just quickly have to go to my calculator to just do the calculation right there. So once you have gotten the value, impute it just like that, mark half of the points. Okay, and then what you want to do is extend out that line just as seen and connect it into that corner just like that. At this point, you are going to come in by 0.5 to 0.7 depending on the difference between your shoulder and your front and back width. Okay, so drop the curve just like this and connect it to that line that you have extended for your armhole just as seen. Next, you are going to put in your bust measurements divided by 4. 38 divided by 4 will give me 9.5. I mark it there. Then come to my waist, and then the first thing will be for me to draw out my darts. My bust span is 8 inch divided by 4, that's 4 inches. So I mark my 4 inches. For the front, I want to have a 1.5 inch of darts, not 1 inch. So I'm going to have 3/4 to the left and 3/4 to the right, just as you see me done. Okay, the next thing you want to do is come down from this point right here by 1 inch and connect that to create the dart line. Okay, create the first dart leg and then the second dart leg just as seen like that. Then after this, then you can now go ahead to impute your waist measurement. But before that, don't forget that the difference between your back and your waist, you need to note it because I are drafting the two patterns together. My back length is 16, this front length is 17. So you see me marking that 1 inch, and I'm using my tracing wheel to note it so that it transfers that point to the paper at the back. If you want to draft your front and back separately, you can just skip this step. Okay, but I just use this to save time. All right, so after you have done your darts now for the front, the next thing you will do is to put in your waist measurement. My waist is 32 divided by 4 will give me 8, and then plus the 1.5 inch for my darts. Okay, so I should now have 9.5, your waist divided by 4 plus your darts intake. So I mark it right there, and then I come to the blouse length area and I impute my hip divided by 4, and then you can see me putting it in just like that. The next thing you want to do is to go ahead to connect all of these points just as seen. Note that you also have to extend your dart leg all the way down towards your hip, but I forgot. I'm going to be correcting that later on in the video. Okay, so just note that. So this is the side dart. The difference between your back length and your front length, mine is 1 inch, so extend this line over here, and then you come out by 1 inch, then take out that 1 inch difference between your back and your front. So I just noted that there. So that is it right there, which I am imputing. So now take a look at the front of the blouse that we are creating. You can see that there is a dip right there at the center front, okay, just to kind of replicate the V that we have going on at the neckline area. Okay, so what I want to do now is to mark 21 inches. From your hip line, you are going to come up by 2 to 4 inch depending on how deep you want it to be, the hip line. So the other line that you see here, which I label as blouse length, is the extension. Okay, this is like a 3 inches extension. All right, so this means that I have 2 inches here, then you can see I have 5 inch. Okay, this blouse will be a little bit longer at the front than at the back. Okay, so at that center front there, you need to also come in by at least 3 inches, then you connect the line just like that back to the hip area. Just watch what I'm doing, and if you have any question, feel free to ask me your questions. Okay, so what you want to do is to connect back to the hip just like this, and then the front is ready. Next, I'm going to be cutting out the front, and also note where the hip area is for the back, because like I said, the back will be shorter than the front. So but for now, cut it this way. Okay, from the M towards the side, cut out only the front. Please note that if you do not have your pattern together just like this, if you know other ways by which you can draft your pattern, front separately, back separately, I've shared it with you severally on this channel. You can go ahead to draft it like that. Okay, but if you are doing it like this, drafting the two together, this just saves you time. Okay, so cut out the shoulder, the armhole, the back neckline, and then the front neckline. So just go ahead to cut everything out just as you see me doing right now, if you use this same method that I've used. But if you use your own method, however, it's still all good as long as we achieve the same results. Okay, so but make sure that you fold that side dart before you cut out, so that you can get a good shape around that area. After taking out the front cut just like this, note where the hip line is on the back, so that by the time you take off the top, which is the front pattern paper, you will know where your points are. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, we traced out the darts for the back earlier, so highlight that. I'm just highlighting that. This is, if you have used your tracing wheel, you'll be able to see where the waistline of the back should be, because the waistline of the back is shorter than the front. I mentioned that earlier, and I mark that dart which I traced out. So this is it over here. The next thing you want to do on the center back, come in by half an inch right here. This is to create that back curve, because you know that our back is not straight. Okay, so this coming in that we did, we are just going to connect it to the center back towards the neckline and towards the hip. But this is the hip line which we marked out earlier, so I just highlight that so that there is no confusion. And then what I did was to do the connection, connect this towards the hip line, and then connect it again this way towards the neckline, just like that. Okay, so the next thing you will do now is to mark out your zipper allowance, which was here originally. Okay, so you will see that that line would have become tapered just like this. Okay, you can see the zipper allowance should still be there just like it is, and this part we are going to cut out. Also note that if you do not want your zipper to be at the back, you don't need this zipper allowance, but make sure that you do the back tightening of going in by ½ inch. So you have to cut your back separately, okay? That will give you a better fit. So I'm going to have 1 inch dart at the back, okay? So I'm just going to measure half towards the right and half towards the left, just as you see me doing like this, and I'm just going to connect that back up just like that. Then extend this by 6 inches. This was what I forgot to do at the front. 6 inches over here, connect it back to the dart leg at the top here, and then connect it back to the dart leg at the waist on this other side as well, okay? So this was exactly what I forgot to do at the front, okay? So I have 3 inches here, so I'm just going to place my 3 inches there to mark the 8 inches. You can use this method as well. I'm just showing you techniques. You can also go ahead to measure your 8, then the dart intake that you have, then add it. The two will give you the same result. The most important thing is you want to have your waist there and the dart that you have allocated to it, just like that, okay? So whichever one you decide to use, just use the one that works for you. So the next thing we are going to do is we have marked our waist. The next thing will be for us to connect the hip to the waist, because you know we cut the hip, so you should know where the hip is by now. Connect the hip to the waist and then back to the bust area. This, you can see that this method is really very, very fast. Once you have done this, a lot of work, you have done it at the front pattern. All you need to do is note where the dart is and do all of your connection. So now go ahead to label the line, which is the waist, and then the next thing to do is to just cut. Note, we are not going to be using this zipper. I'm just putting it there because I'm going to use this pattern in the future, okay? The zipper is going to be at the front, just as you have seen on the thumbnail, okay? Next thing, close up the side darts, okay? That's the first thing to do. The reason for this is the side for the front and the side for the back has to match, and because we drafted the front and back together, there's going to be that difference still there, okay? So match it up just like this and then just cut out the difference, okay? So I'm just going to quickly extend my dart line, which I forgot to do earlier. So extend your dart by 6 inches over here at the front. This is what I said I forgot to do, so quickly let's just do that and then connect it back to the dart leg at your waist, just like this. So now the front is perfect now, okay? So I'm just going to mark out the difference between my front and my back, which I'm just going to cut out. Just reshape that M line and then just cut that out just as seen, just like that. And after this, it's time for us to actually draft our sleeve pattern. The sides of this pattern is matching perfectly now, so it's time for us to draft the sleeve. The sleeve is a little bit asymmetric, so I'm going to be having my paper unfold. This is my actual round sleeve, which is 16 inches. Divide that by 2 is going to be 8. So 8 inches unfold, that is 16 inches, okay? So for the length of my sleeve, let's impute that measurement. Cap height, bust divided by 12 plus 0.5. Then my elbow at 12 inches, and then my sleeve length is going to be 26 inches for this particular sleeve, okay? So these lines that I'm drawing out is my cap height. How did I get my cap height? My bust divided by 12 plus 0.5 or plus 1 inch, depending on how loose or how fit you want it to be. So next, I'm just going to simply draw a curve around the cap height for my armhole. So this is the armhole curve, nice and smooth, okay? If you're not sure how I draw this curve, I have a sleeve pattern drafting tutorial. I'll link it up here for you, okay? So the next thing is to impute your round sleeve measurement, elbow measurement divided by 2, and then connect that together just as seen. And then I'm just going to use my curve to just link that and then use my entire 16 inches for the M line of the sleeve as well, so that it looks a little something like a bell sleeve, but not really a bell sleeve. I just like this shape, okay? So I'm just going to simply cut off what it is that I don't need so that I can have my sleeve pattern, but the sleeve is slightly asymmetric, so we are going to be doing a little bit of variation to the hemline of the sleeve, and this is why I cut the sleeve on fold. So I'm just going to open up the paper right now, but before then, the difference between the front and the back for the sleeve is not the same thing. So about this midpoint, come down by 1/2 inch and then redraw your curve. Okay, this is important in sleeve pattern. By the time you watch that video of sleeve pattern drafting, you're going to understand what I'm saying. Next, let's create this tie line for the sleeve. Okay, come up here by 5 inches, mark that 5 inches right there, and then all you need to do is, with a slight curve, bend or just draw the curve towards the hemline of the side of your sleeve, just like this. Okay, this is the reason why we had to cut the sleeve on fold, because one side is different from the other. So do this on only one side, only one side. So I just want to mark out the middle so I do not mistakenly cut that off. So open it up like this. Can you see? We have marked that out just as seen, and then I'm just going to cut this off. So once I cut this off like this, whatever we have is going to be the new pattern for our sleeve, and you can see that this is similar to the sleeve that you see on your screen. So we are now done with the pattern for the sleeve, the front and the back. All we need to do now is to just go ahead to put the seam allowance and cut it on fabric and sew. This video is already so long, so I'm just going to be doing that in the next tutorial. All right, I know that you have learned something in this video as well, so don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also stick around. In the next tutorial, you are going to see how we sew and couple all of this together. Okay, I can't wait to see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.